basic, just mostly needs once per turns associated. And only one per turn, very much like how Rod, you can't Rod into something to grab another Rod to grab something else, just so you don't have these massive amounts of continuous play. And the next one is going to be Timaeus, the Dark Magical Warrior. So some of his issues, well, we'll start from what he does. Once per turn, special summons a dark spellcaster from the graveyard by controlling its level downwards. So you can get a level 5 off of Dark Magician Girl, you can get a level 2 from Rod, you can get a level... I don't think you can go down to levels 0. I'd have to look that up. I don't think that's a viable possible play. It also doesn't limit that you can't special summon things that are... You can't special summon things that are links. So you could potentially combo this with Dark the Dark Charmer to get his effect going because he was summoned. I'd need to look into him a bit more. I'm mostly a Master Duel player. He's not out yet, so I need to understand his rules a bit better. It's fine. Controlling, like, the once per turn free special summon on the summoning means that you can build off into something else. It's level 6, so it's meant to be you play the Skildy Bond Magician, grab Rod, use them to make this, and then it seems like the major thing is to try and use this card to create Dark Magician the Dragon Knight or Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight, and then build up even more from there, while also getting a special summon of the tuner that we got to go from a 6 to an 8, which will become relevant in the next card we show. I believe. I have to remember that one fully. So issue with the fusion effect is we still need a dragon to go into using what we have. This one doesn't become Dark Magician, so it can't be, okay, I'm going to special summon this. Like, let's say you had a dark... No, I'm not going to go the semantics of it. The way it is right now, it's a fine card. We still need to have a main deck or extra deck dragon that works well with Dark Magicians for this to work. And that's just the way it is. If this was a dragon instead of a warrior, that would be fine, but they presented it as a warrior because they want it to be Timaeus the Dark Magical Warrior. So oftentimes, I think even his other card, I'll do that. I believe his other card is actually a dragon too, so there's the dragon, there's the warrior, that card that they have that is him. It's just, I don't think it's going to work too terribly well. It would probably be better if this was a dragon, because you could use the effect to sack this off with a Dark Magician or a Dark Magician Girl to build into one of your bigger, harder hitting things. Like, we continually have this issue of Dark Magician the Dragon Knight not being the easiest thing to get to, even when we're not playing Dragoon. With Dragoon banned in Master Duel, Dark Magician Dragon Knight is a good go-to card, but I've been building other things more consistently. I've been building things like Baron de Fleur using the hand traps that we have. Ash Blossom and Ghost Ogre is what I've been running a lot of recently, just because of things going on with with the meta over there. But yeah, it's hard to go into. As well, there's no point in the effect that gives these monsters... Well, there's half of no point that gives these monsters the Dark Magician name while they're on the field, because Dark Magician the Dragon Knight already has that. I just think Dark Magician the Dragon Knight is probably a better card than Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight. So you would more than likely want to go into that more and more consistently. And Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight is just not gonna work out well enough, I don't think. It's mostly because with Dark Magicians we need that back row protection, and that's just it. And once again, it's something that locks you into dark monsters. So, having already used your skill Ebon to get into this, there's other ways to go into it, but summoning this one, then fusion summoning locks you into dark monsters. It's something. Then there's Dark Magician Envoy of Chaos, which is the level 8. They didn't specify what was used to make the monster, so it could be... I went ahead and said, okay, one Dark Spellcaster Tuner monster to kind of limit what we can do, and it makes it to where you have to go from your 6 into your 8, rather than going from the Dark Magician 7 using something akin, like something like Effect Veiler, and then going into that. It might be smarter to say your main monster has to be dark, where you can use your Effect Veiler to go into it. I'm not sure there. So this one just is Dark Magician after being summoned. That's fine. Comes with an Omni Negate using your graveyard as fuel rather than your hand, which would be a really good combo piece to our Dragoon, because you would discard a card that you don't necessarily need, then you can negate again using either something you've already got in the graves from the summoning aspect, or something more in line with, oh yeah, I discarded this card and now I can toss it to the grave for a secondary negate that also gives me something back for it. It's a very simple card. I think it works well. There might need to be some kind of shifts and adjusts made, but I think it's fine. It's a level 8. It's a level 8 Omni Negate. I don't know. It's just the way it is. Oh, it also... No, this isn't the one. No, this is the one. It also can bring back your Dark Spellcaster Tuner monster with Ebony, or Ebon. Sorry, skilled Ebon Magician. And then it can now go into a level 10, because this also reduces the level by 1. A thing I wanted to say to the original creator of these is that, or I did say, I think I would reduce the tuner just down to 1, and then have everything go from, like with Timaeus, you go from, instead of 6, you make it a 4. So a level 4 Syncro monster that can be used to facilitate a fusion, or even can just bring back your Dark Magician. And then you make the others higher levels, or you special summon the Dark Magician anyways, maybe get rid of the -1 to, like, you -1 to the levels, so your next one would be maybe 7. You can make a Syncro that works well with all of the level 6s that go into Dark Magician decks. You've got the Dark Magician Girl, you've got Apprentice Magician, both of which I think really work out well. As well, you can use them to go into other things besides this at a later point, or even as a facilitating point, to be able to get your Dark Magician to hand, or you use them for other features, like with mana coming. That also would work in that aspect, because your opponent targets you, and for stopping something, oh, I'm going to use mana to protect it and special summon her from the grave because I've already put her to the grave. There's a lot to be done there. But yeah, so just make that tuner level 1, and then have all of the Dark Magician's growth be +1. So maybe introduce a level 6 Syncro, or level 7 Syncro that works off of the Dark Magician Girl, and then we can go on to some more aspects like that, and just not worry too much about the level correction there. So you just have a 7, 8, 9, and maybe a 10. So you've got 7, 8, 9, 10. So 4 that you can either climb to or adjust for, as well as that 1 4 to facilitate a fusion, and maybe even have the higher level ones require a fusion to make the Syncro that is a better version of that Syncro. And yeah, I think that would be fair. Then we've got their rank 8, or rank 10, which is Dark Magician Envoy of Chaos Max. It's almost the same as the last one, and it kind of works in conjunction with, I keep forgetting his name, Dragoon. In a way that can't be destroyed by card effects, can't be targeted by either player's stuff. When it's special summoned, you get to now grab an Eternal Soul from your deck or graveyard, which is a big deal. Like, getting Eternal Soul directly from deck or grave, it will help you facilitate, it'll actually make it to where even some of the bigger players that want to play this at 3, it reduces that need to play it at 3 down to 1. Because, oh, it's been destroyed, but you've got now 4 ways to get it back out of your grave onto the field, potentially, going from your Dark Spellcaster Syncro monsters. The only one they really put forth that, oh, it requires these specific things, and I think they do need to do that more thoroughly. But I thought these were all fun. And this one doesn't act as an Omni Negate, it acts as a monster effect negate, and it destroys the monster, and this one gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's attack. So in some cases that can be pretty huge, or at least their original attack. And yeah, this is a once per turn. They were very, very thorough on their once per turns on the Syncros end. They just need to go over some of their normal monsters. Well, not even normal monsters, it's other monsters. It's fine, and if played right, this gives Dark Magicians the potential to have 2 negates, a circle for interruption, all due to the fact that this gets Eternal Soul onto your field, back to your field. It also will facilitate, like, oh, I want to use my Eternal Soul for Magician's Souls. So now I've put more cards to the grave for more draw, so you have a much more tight container for everything. You just have to make sure you get into Envoy of Chaos Max to make it work better. And at that point, it might be worth going back to 2 if you see a lot of issues with trying to get to this monster. Again, these are all fake cards. They're fan-made. I liked what the person gave me, so I just wanted to put them out there. And this one, Swordsman of Dark Magic. If you control a spellcaster monster, you get to special summon him. So it would work with, well, it works with Rod, it works with Souls, it works with Skilled Ebon. It's a level 3, so to a point, that can get you into a level 9 Syncro with just this Rod and Skilled Ebon. Or, well, yeah, like Skilled Ebon going to grab Rod while you already have this in hand, well, you end up with it. And if you combo, like, let's say 3, 3, so if you have Souls, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can make a level 7 Syncro. I don't know too terribly many of those that are fantastic at the moment, but there might be climbable if you introduced a level 7 Syncro. That's something you can go into from this point and climb again, which facilitates more play, because if you started with all 3 of these in your hand, well, you get a new monster, you get a new spell card, and you get a new monster, a new spell card, and then you can search with Souls, and then go into your level 7. It's a lot to be done. Now you're on the verge of that, oh, Nibiru's gonna come for you because that's the issue. Well, that's fine. This is another one that just needs the once per turn limit. He doesn't have anyone, well, he has some. You can use it for the fusion material, or once per turn during your main phase, you can fusion summon a spellcaster type fusion monster from your extra deck, which this one facilitates going into the Gaia the Gaia the Fierce Champion? Well, it's Dark Magician on Gaia's horse when it pops up. I will have an image of the card pop up for any of these cards I'm talking about that aren't on the game, or that aren't immediately here. It'll let you build out a bit more. I didn't realize that one was once per turn. The special summon still needs to be once per turn, and any of these effects once per turn per number. It also has, much like the other card that they put, a controlling aspect. So if another card you control is destroyed by battle, an opponent's card effect, while this card is on the field or in the grave, you can banish this card, then target one of your opponent controls and shuffle it back into the deck. Which, getting rid of extra deck monsters like that, getting rid of monsters that the opponent wants to keep in the hand or the grave or anywhere like that is really good. I didn't actually cover what the very first one did. If another card you control cards you control are destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, while this card is in the graveyard, you can banish this. You can banish one card your opponent controls. This is a non-targeting, which makes it really strong, which means it's probably too strong for what you can already do at that point. And it is just the way that is. I think the banish needs to be a target, just like the bounce back needs to be a target, but that's just something to cover. And at that point, it looks like we are done. Oh my goodness, it's been 20 minutes. Okay. This is going to be a long video, but I talked about it. But yeah, so certain things, lower the level, maybe make a level 7 that you can go into using multiple cards, or Dark Magician Girl, or, you know, the other level 6s you have access to, on top of some other things. I think everything else is mostly fine. The Timaeus card seems like it needs to be reworked to be better, just because we need a dragon, and if that became a dragon, that would make that worth it. You use the dragon to manage it. You're using the fact that it is a dragon to then fuse off into your other thing, because that is doable reasonably easy. Yeah, so to everyone out there, please stay safe, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!